Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people can earn the exact same amount of money. One slowly builds savings, invests, gets financially stronger every year. The other still feels broke, still stressed, still waiting for more money to fix everything. And here's the uncomfortable truth. For many people, the problem isn't income, it's psychology. Because staying broke is often not a math problem, it's a behavior problem. And once you understand how money psychology works, you start seeing financial decisions completely differently. Because broke habits don't appear overnight. They build slowly, quietly, through tiny decisions people repeat every single day. And most people never notice it happening. Imagine two friends. Both make $1,000 a month. Same city, same age, same lifestyle. Let's call them Alex and Ryan. Alex gets paid, pays bills, spends carefully, keeps a small emergency fund. Ryan gets paid, feels relieved. Finally, money is here. A few online orders, food delivery, new clothes, weekend spending. Life is short. I deserve this. Next month I'll save. End of the month. Ryan is broke again. Not because Ryan is lazy. Not because Ryan is stupid. Because Ryan is trapped inside a psychological loop, and millions of people are trapped inside it too. The first reason people stay broke, is something psychologists call short-term thinking. Human brains love immediate rewards. Your brain likes today, not 10 years from now. Buying something feels good immediately. Saving money? That reward feels invisible. Imagine giving someone two options. Option 1, $100 today. Option 2, $200 next year. A surprising number of people choose the first option, not because it makes sense financially, but because immediate rewards feel emotionally stronger. This shows up everywhere. Credit card debt, impulse shopping, lifestyle inflation. People sacrifice future freedom for present comfort. And companies know this. That's why shopping apps send notifications. Limited offer. Only 2 hours left. Buy now. They are not selling products. They are selling emotional urgency. Because urgency turns off logic. And broke psychology often lives inside emotional decisions. But there's another problem. People often confuse looking wealthy with becoming wealthy. Think about social media. Someone posts luxury dinners, designer clothes, expensive vacations, a new car. It creates a dangerous illusion. People start believing wealth looks expensive, so they buy expensive things before building actual financial stability. A $20,000 salary lifestyle suddenly becomes a $50,000 lifestyle. A $50,000 lifestyle becomes an $80,000 lifestyle. Income rises. Spending rises faster. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it quietly destroys wealth building. Because wealth is not what people see. Wealth is what stays. The money invested, the money saved, the money working while you sleep. Real wealth often looks boring, quiet, ordinary. No one posts emergency funds online. Nobody flexes index funds at dinner. People show spending, not stability. And broke psychology confuses the two. There's another hidden reason people stay broke. Identity. People act in ways that match how they see themselves. Someone who believes, I'm terrible with money, usually becomes terrible with money. Someone who believes, I'll always struggle financially, often keeps repeating financial mistakes because identity drives behavior. Imagine someone trying to lose weight. If they keep saying, I'm just not healthy, their habits usually match that identity. Money works the same way. People who build wealth slowly start thinking differently. Not, I need to get rich fast, but I'm someone who manages money well. Small identity shifts create massive long-term change because behavior follows belief. Now here's where things become even more interesting. Scarcity psychology. When people constantly feel financially stressed, their brain changes how it makes decisions. Imagine your phone battery is at 2%. You stop thinking about everything else. Your focus becomes narrow. Stress creates tunnel vision. Money stress does the same thing. People living paycheck to paycheck often think only about immediate survival. Bills, rent, next week, tomorrow. Long-term thinking becomes difficult, not impossible, but harder. Psychologists sometimes call this scarcity mindset. When financial pressure becomes constant, people often make decisions that temporarily reduce stress, even if they create bigger problems later. Paying minimum credit card payments, taking high-interest loans, impulse spending for emotional relief, buying things because stress feels overwhelming, because emotional pain wants immediate solutions, even expensive ones. This creates a brutal cycle. Stress causes poor decisions. Poor decisions create more stress. More stress creates more poor decisions. And the cycle continues. But here's something most people never hear. Being broke isn't always about spending too much. Sometimes it's about avoiding growth. Many people stay financially stuck because they stop investing in themselves. Learning skills, improving income potential, building knowledge. Imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. One spends extra money upgrading skills, learning sales, learning investing, learning business, building capabilities. The other spends everything consuming entertainment. 5 years later, their financial lives may look completely different, because income growth often starts with personal growth. Knowledge compounds, skills compound, experience compounds, and eventually, money compounds too. There's another trap. People believe wealth happens through giant moments, one big opportunity, one lucky break, one perfect investment. But wealth rarely works like that. Think about planting a tree. You don't plant it today and expect shade tomorrow. You water it again and again and again. Wealth building works similarly. Small investments, consistent saving, controlled spending, repeated over years. The problem? Human psychology hates slow progress. People want transformation. Fast. Which explains why people chase shortcuts, lottery tickets, get-rich-quick schemes, dangerous investments. Because slow feels boring. But boring often builds wealth. Excitement often destroys it. And then there's one final psychological trap: environment. People absorb financial behavior from people around them. If everyone around you spends every paycheck, it feels normal. If everyone around you upgrades cars immediately, it feels normal. If debt feels normal, overspending feels normal. Humans copy behavior, even without realizing it. Imagine trying to eat healthy while surrounded by junk food every day. It becomes harder. Money habits work similarly. Your environment quietly influences your financial decisions. Who you spend time with matters. What content you consume matters. What ideas constantly enter your mind matters. Because financial habits are contagious, both good habits and bad ones. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, so how do people actually break the cycle? It starts smaller than people expect, not with becoming rich, not with finding a perfect investment, not with earning $1 million. It starts with awareness. Awareness creates control. Start noticing emotional spending. Notice impulse purchases. Notice moments when stress controls decisions. Start asking one simple question. Am I buying this because I need it, or because I feel something? Build small systems, automatic savings, simple investing habits, spending plans, emergency funds, not because systems are exciting, because systems protect you from psychology. Wealthy people are not always smarter. They often build systems that reduce bad decisions, because discipline eventually beats motivation. Every time. At the end of the day, broke people often stay broke, not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack effort, but because money problems are deeply psychological. Short-term thinking, lifestyle inflation, scarcity mindset, identity, environment, emotional decisions. These invisible patterns quietly shape financial outcomes. And the moment people start seeing those patterns, everything changes. Because building wealth rarely begins in a bank account. It begins in the mind. And sometimes, the biggest financial upgrade isn't making more money. It's thinking differently about the money you already have. Because money doesn't just reveal behavior, it amplifies it. And the habits you repeat today quietly build the financial life you live tomorrow.